And welcome back. We're still here live in Berkeley County in Moncks Corner at the old Santee Canal Park. And I just spoke with Park Director Troy Deal. He gave us a little history of the old Santee Canal Park and what you can do here as a family. And one of the things that he mentioned that's going to be coming up November 23rd is celebrate the season of lights. And he mentioned one of the titled sponsors this year, and that would be Berkeley Electric, Berkeley Co-op. And joining us, who is the Vice President of Marketing and Public Relations, is Eddie McKnight. How are you?
Thank you. Very well.
Now tell us about the history of Moncks Corner and electricity, because Moncks Corner is growing. And back then when electricity, started running, not a whole lot of people had access to it.
Right. The Santee Cooper Lakes were flooded in the 30s, and along in January 1940, Berkeley Co-op was formed to serve rural areas with that electricity. And so we've been around 70-something years now.
Wow, 70-something years. And how have you seen Moncks Corner and Berkeley County grow over the years?
Well, Berkeley County has grown a lot in some areas, especially the lower end of the county, Goose Creek and that area. A lot of subdivisions coming in now, but we still have the Francis Marion National Forest is contained in this county, so we'll always have that area too.
Absolutely. And so you've been able to keep up with the growth of all the new communities and making sure that they have power and no other issues, right?
Right, absolutely.
Now tell us what it's like for you guys being a title sponsor of the Celebrate the Season of Lights that's coming up.
Well, as Troy said, it's putting money back into the community for the people here to enjoy and not have to go, a long ways to be able to see the lights of the season. And it's been really a successful thing for the last few years. So we wanted to have more involvement in it and help them make it bigger and better for the citizens.
Absolutely. And of course, you would want to invite people who don't necessarily live in Berkeley County to come out as well, because like I said, I didn't even know that existed as well.
Right. He's got some stats, but I think people come from quite a few counties here to see this.
Okay. Well, I think you're going to have some more after they see the show today. Now, here you have something interesting, because Moncks Corner, a lot of history right here. And I'll step back just a little bit. What do you have here that you found on your property?
Well, there's a lot of history of Berkeley County, especially revolving around Francis Marion and the Revolutionary War. And across the other side of the river behind us, I live over in Corgeville, and this sword was found in my yard, and come to find out through the Revolutionary War experts at the State Museum, it's a British hanger sword. So it was used against Francis Marion by some British folks that were here, and it was actually forged here, they said.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. That's something interesting about it. So, of course, like we were joking earlier, they couldn't get on their cell phones and say, hey, could you send us over a few more swords?
So I guess they brought the blacksmiths with them, and they actually made these things here.
Wow. So to hold a piece of history like this in your hand and know, like we said, Moncks Corner, Berkeley County, rich in history, how does that make you feel? What goes through your mind when you found out this dates back to the what? It's a what?
It's estimated 1782, toward the end of the war, when some of the campaigns with the British were going on here around this very area. So it's real special that we found this in my yard, and makes me wonder what else might be out there.
So do you have any plans to go excavating or looking?
I haven't, but a lot of other people have asked about doing that, so it makes it real special. History's important.
It is very important, and lots of it right here, as we have been saying. Now, with this, do you keep that on display somewhere, or is that your own personal private property?
I haven't decided what to do with it. I have questioned my grandchildren about it to see what they think, and we're just thinking about it now. Of course, there's the museum here right behind us, the Berkeley Museum, and then the State Museum has requested it too, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right, Eddie, so rich in history and even personally right here, and thank you for being a part of this year's Celebrate the Season of Lights. And what's coming up with Berkeley Co-op? Anything exciting?
Well, we have our big annual meeting coming up, our business meeting for our members. As you know, we're a nonprofit organization, and we have our members come together once a year at Coastal Carolina Fairgrounds, and this year that's in the third weekend in November, and that's a big event, 20 to 30,000 people, so we're working hard on that.
All right, Eddie, thank you so much from Berkeley Electric. And Eddie and I are going to go talk some more history and find some shade, because Lord have mercy, all of a sudden it has gotten really hot here in Berkeley County in Moncks Corner at the old Santee Canal Park. Come on out and check them out. We'll be right back with more Low Country Live.